Greetings there. Can anybody hear us? All right. Looks like we're all working here. And just wait to see if anybody comes in. All right. Let's get the ball rolling there. Greetings all to this episode 2 of Masters of the Motu News. I am your host, Eldor from Eternia, the keeper and master of the Book of Living Spells. And my co-host here today, of course, is Adam, the master of the puppets. And when we call on the great powers of Castle Grayskull, we become masters of the Motu News. Indeed. So, yes, just breaking news there this evening. Skeletor has been unleashing wave upon wave of attacks on Eternia. His evil henchwoman, Evil Lynn, has been casting spells on the weather, indeed, and causing major flooding and damages throughout a portion of the lands there. So we're going to go and have a wee look at what has been going on there. So here we can see mostly nearly everything is underwater, although in some areas the waters have been receding, which is good, but indeed has left many displaced and homeless. Of course, refuge centres have been set up to look after those people that are without homes and keeping them fed. But yes, lots of road rippers underwater there, and various dwellings. And yes, we had the bit of the big rains come in first, and then a big cyclone followed soon after, high winds bringing down trees and roofs. And yes, during the first lot of rains, we had landslips, and sadly, a few have lost their lives, indeed. And yes, up around here, up in the Auckland region of Eternia. And yes, just recently, a firefighter has become missing. So a big search has been underway to find him. So we are hoping that there'll be a good story come out from that. Not good indeed when you have many volunteer people like firefighters putting their lives on the line there for many, and we don't seem to remember that, or we take it for granted indeed sometimes. But when you go in there volunteering and losing your life, it is, yes, a sad blow indeed. So many are reeling for him and hoping for a good outcome. But yes, indeed, with all this weather attacks, we have had a savage blow to our food sources. And yes, so that will take a bit of time to recover. Of course, they had to prepare the lands and all the fertilizers and what have you, and then the months, no doubt, it would take to regrow all the produce again. And of course, produce is one of the major exports here in Eternia, indeed, bringing in the gold to support workers and families. And many businesses, indeed, are starting to cave under the stress. And but yes, up north, they do see all the major storms going on and what have you. So they need to look at their infrastructure, indeed, to make sure that water drainage systems can handle a big deluge of water and so forth. So no doubt a lot of lessons learned. And indeed, with all the landslips, one man was in his home, sadly, when it occurred, and he lost his life in that. So indeed thoughts going out to his family, and of course all those who are currently affected, and many without power as well. And they're working to bring in fresh water and keep people fed and so forth. Yes, uh, we are a hearty people here in Eternia, and no doubt we will work together to have things cleaned up and hopefully get to some normality. But they are saying it could be a long while until the full scale of all the insurance and damages are fully known, because the waters are still around, although they started to recede. A lot of people going through their homes filled with silt and mud. So, a big mess, yes. But anyway, we'll send again our thoughts and hopes to all those people affected. And yes, so recently on the toy front, we have had the frog monger. So he dropped a wee while ago now, and I see a few has started to get theirs trickling in on the mail there, and a few of us outside of the planet Earth, or indeed those overseas, are yet to get notifications on when those are getting sent out. And I see there are rumors of the one-dar made-to-order sales maybe starting to get shipped out, but still a few are waiting for theirs to be fulfilled. And indeed, the made-to-order Grizzlaws that followed him. So a bit of a wait still to be had. And of course, when will we see He's Skeletor? When Skeletor gets the power sword there. Indeed. So no doubt he'll be, if not one of the next exclusives to come down the lines there. But as we know, the recent exclusive came out was Evil Lynn there. So no doubt she was a grand pursuit indeed. So we'll head over there and see how she is going, because many were wondering if she would sell out or not there. And so here we are. So no, she's still up for pre-order there, and still standing strong. So I suppose ample chances for people to get theirs. But I think that the price point might be causing me to struggle, as indeed myself. So many will be waiting to get their free coins in their pouches come in. So what are your thoughts on this event there, sir?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, the price point definitely is up there. If it wasn't for the help of the community, I wouldn't be getting one. So,
Yes.
thankfully for speaking moistly, I'm able to get one. But yeah, the price point I would have had to miss out on her, unfortunately. So I just got very lucky that way. But yeah, I'm surprised. I was kind of expecting her to sell out, but she didn't. So I think she'll be up and available for a little while yet.
Do you think the case of the missing windows might be contributing also up until this point, bar the Skeleton He-Man 2-pack, the Masterverse, although they did have a bit of a window packaging when you opened it up, but this one will be fully boxed.
Yeah.
As you know, indeed, Hasbro has been trying to lead the sea change, shall we say, in having plastic-free packaging. Indeed, the environment is taking a bit of a toll
Yeah.
off some part of it reckless lack of recycling and things, and it's ending up where it shouldn't. Of course, I was wondering there on the YouTube. I found this curious case of the Lego washing up on the beach there in the UK on Earth there. And one man, he's gathered up quite a collection of Legos. and he goes there with another woman that has been trying to clean the place up, shall we say? And
Yeah.
indeed, so I suppose too that one can say that these companies are producing too much plastic, but then we must remember to be good stewards of our rubbish, shall we say, and look to recycle and reuse plastic where we can. Sort of, I suppose, think outside the box there, outside the square, to see what you can do with your plastic. Maybe you can use it as a visor and a bit of a costume or something if you get a nice surface on it and color that however you see fit.
Yep.
Or perhaps using it in terrain, covered with a bit of that Mod Podge, I believe you call it there. Paint it up like a bit of a rocky hill or whatever. But yes, finding ways to make sure it doesn't impact the environment. So it must be a concerted effort, really, and no pointing fingers, because that usually doesn't solve matters. But indeed, the windowless packaging has been causing a bit of storm of late. As we know, as we call them here in Eternia, repackers, whereby they buy a figure and then they swatch it. I think we call it swap outs. Over your way, so where they swap out another figure and they take it back, and they're a bit dishonest there, you see, and they get their money back for it. And yes, when you really think about it, it's just another form of shoplifting, but one that a few can get away with. Although, mind you, it doesn't happen, all the time. But indeed, we get it over here too sometimes. Yeah. And with that, of course, one needs to have the assurity that they're getting a good quality of figure there.
Yeah.
The paint taps and things.
I found too that the actual prototype images are different from the actual first image that you're looking at there. The sculpt is like completely different. The paint job's completely different. I didn't notice it until about halfway through my live stream. That what you're
I noticed that a few were mentioning how the gold looks much more golder.
Yeah.
Per se here, the paint seems to have a bit of wash in her hair. Whether that could be due to shadow and lighting, where it's not really sure, but indeed she does look better in most images. See here, a nice metallic, looking gold in her arm bracer.
She actually she looks a lot better in those prototype, way better.
Indeed, but of course, when you get back to an image like this, it looks a bit.
It looks off.
Like it's been, see, definitely a lighter, a yellowy gold there. So I suppose, yes, it does look off, indeed, from most of those images.
Yeah. So, but all in all, I think I'd be happy with it. I like the idea of the wired capes and the wired sash. Apparently, there's going to be wired cloth I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but apparently from the description, it says that there's a wire in the cape and in the cloth. So I don't know if they're just referring to just the cape in the back, or if they're referring to part of the sash, or I'm not really sure, but it looks good.
Indeed, I think the metal might be running down the sides of her main cape there. I'm not sure about the loincloth draping pieces, though. But yes, there's a look at the main packaging there, as we see her main portrait on the front, and yes, here's a bit of an image there. So it does appear that she has a bit of a wire seam sewn on the side of the cape there.
Yeah, I figured that much. I just wasn't sure about the rest of it. If there was a wire going around the waist sash, or the the cloth and the around the waist part is what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure.
Uh, hmm.
Some people are speculating that that's plastic, that sash in the front, but I think it's cloth. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, indeed, as we have with most of the Masterverse figures, usually the loincloths have been a plastic molding there. But, well, yes, you can see a bit of a sort of wave
Right.
going down there. So I presume that would be plastic, possibly, but indeed her side skirts still look fabric there.
Yeah. If it is plastic, they did a good job at matching it because it looks pretty darn close.
You'll notice too the wavy effect there. If it was
Yeah.
fabric, I suspect it would be hanging more straighter there.
Right. So that's either a wire or plastic. It's got to be one of the two, I would think.
Indeed, one thing we'll have to find out, of course, when people start getting her in hand.
We
And
got God
yes,
Ravage.
so
We got God Ravages in the house, and we got Biggerly Speaking too. So just give them a wave.
indeed, that's going to be my next point. Welcome all of you currently watching into the chat there. So we have figuratively speaking and God Ravage. Good evening to you all. And yes, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also follow Adam here on Radical Toys, which I'll put a link to his channel after this show has ended. But indeed, most of you know who he is.
And Skyfall just dropped in too. So give you a wave.
Good
Thank
evening,
you for joining us.
Michael, sir. And let's see what we have in the questions there. Figuratively speaking, it's a combination of things. First of all, she looks like a big, beautiful Amazon woman. However, the biggest non-selling point is a windowless box. Yes, I suppose many would have, if they were mint in box, collectors would have liked to at least been able to see the figure inside the packaging, because that's one thing that many collectors do, whether you are just a mint in box or you're a bit of both. Indeed, it's an interesting toy store feeling. You look at your collection or hung up on the walls there. It gives you that childhood memory of walking into the store and all the colours and the figures matched with the colours of the box.
Right.
So indeed, I suppose that, and possibly the price, although mind you, I think what was it? Camo Khan there. I think he was about $33 or something like that. But many went in for him, and he took a little bit longer to sell out, though, mind you. But eventually he did. But I also wonder about the popularity of this form of Evil Lynn as well. But no doubt she was integral to the Revelation Netflix series towards the end of that. And indeed, she didn't come with her power sword, as many have been talking about, which is a bit of a puzzlement. But I think, as we know, Prince Adam, he did eventually get the power sword back, but she remained in her godling form there. So that's possibly why they have neglected the power sword. But with all these power swords we've been getting, like with the Savage He-Man and Orko two back there, because of course he didn't have the power sword. You see, he called down the power that was untempered there, and it resulted in going a bit AWOL, shall we say?
Yeah.
a bit Hulkamania or whatever. The green fellow there.
I really hope we get the Evil Lynn that's at the very end of the show, where she was wearing the nice white dress. I'm hoping we get that version of her, because that's pretty much the only one left that we're missing, right? Other than the classic one.
Classic.
Right.
Although we do have her disguise form too, which looked like an old crone. Which tasks Tila and Andra there to getting a goblet or something such to I think help her get her Skeletor back or something. But then, as we know, they go on that big quest to find the halves of the power sword. Indeed, if they follow their history of releases, hopefully we do get those last two forms of Evil Lynn there. But I think there was one other form towards the end where she was more at peace with herself, and so we may see that one as well. But indeed, we've had a few announcements coming out. Oh, pardon the noise there. They're having the Road Ripper races outside Castle Grayskull there, in honor of King
The road.
Randor discovering Queen Marlena. They're throwing a bit of a bash.
We can hear the Road Ripper backing up.
Oh, yes, that's the Wind Raider landing with Queen Marlena and King Randor there, I believe. But anyway, pressing onwards. And yes, so we've had a few announcements there to look out for. Prince Adam, indeed, a rough landing there. And yes, a buzz off Prince Adam, and a good few more. Leech, no, not Leech, Whiplash, and a few of those we're still yet to see. And but we have not seen the Sorceress or Shadow Weaver wave figures out this way yet. We're still stuck around the movie He-Man, Stratos, Roboto, Catra, Froster, and She-Ra, and a Hero waves so far. But yes, so along with her, indeed, we had another secret release, bit of a peculiar goings on there, shall we say, about the time that she dropped there. So as many know now, that Mattel Creations, they released along with her the mini comics Roboto. We have Ratlaw here, and then Tongue Lasher, and Cobra Khan there. So indeed, that caught many out, and of course Duplico as well, and Snake Armor Skeletor. So I believe it was Duplico that was shown at the Spielwarenmesse toy show there, the Nuremberg toy show 2023. I think Jay from Geek Dad Life had been invited to go up that way, and yes, he was unable to take photos there, sadly. And but yes, I think he mentioned that Duplico there was one of the ones that he saw released. So he is from the Rulers of the Sun or Sunman line there that Origins has just brought in there. So I think he's a part of the Wave 12 Origins line. So yes, indeed, he's looking rather good there.
Yeah.
A new looking, where are we? A new looking armor with him, with some ammunition pouches, I think, around his waist there. And a new, interesting looking blaster. So a nice head sculpt going on for him, indeed.
I thought that was really strange that right in dead smack of the middle of live stream of Evil Lynn, they decide to drop those Snake Men figures.
See, I've been hoping for a tongue lasher there myself.
Me too.
Possibly the mini comics Roboto, but I've already got the re-release coming soon of the 40th Roboto, She-Ra, and Zodak.
Well, by the time I figured out that they dropped, I missed out on him anyway. He was already sold out by the time the community inside the chat was trying to tell me that they dropped.
So, future speaking, the other thing is a particular figure was smoking mirrors to their actual scale for origins. They did not list until right at the very moment when this particular figure went up. Because you see, when you are waiting for these exclusive figures, of course, your mind is dead set on that particular figure, unless there has been some other drop that you know about, of course, that you try to get in. Also, you might have a friend or a partner set up to deal with that, because being of two minds is a bit much to work through indeed. So you usually have a few people to lighten your loads, but no. Once again, we had a secret sale nobody knew about.
Yeah.
Those a few figures being dropped, and of course, when you're focused on buying that one figure, and you have no idea about the what else is yet to come out, then
Yeah.
of course you risk missing the boat there, shall we say?
Yeah, even though it was a secret sale, they sure as heck sold pretty fast.
You're right there too, sir. As you recall, a wee while ago we had the Horde 3-pack and Mysteries of Grayskull. Who was it? I think the Mini Comics Trapjaw and Triclops went up on sale again, and they quickly sold out also. By the time Mini got around to giving people a heads up, I think our Wanda came out there also. I remember giving Skyfall and Oz there a bit of a heads up on that front. So I know Skyfall was able to get himself a Wanda figure in that. And figuratively speaking, however, the artwork on the box is gorgeous. The figure is gorgeous, but her legs are a little long. Her feet a little big, but I think I can deal with that. Yes, as we know, Masterverse has been called to criticisms about the lankiness of some of the figures there. Yes, as we know, Masterverse has been... oh, hang on there, I'm hearing myself. Anyway.
Oh, that was my phone. That was my bad.
Well, that was you.
Yeah. No worries. That was my fault.
So a little bit of a technical crossing of the streams there, shall we say?
Yeah, we crossed the streams.
Yes. And so, yes, the artwork on the box is nice. I give it that. And, of course, the layout inside the box looked lovely there. And you get a bit of a backing slip to display with her when you have her open, indeed.
Yep. Oh, God, Ravage, welcome in. If we haven't said so already.
Orca and Frogmonger are his favorite puppets of yours, I think.
Oh, well, thank you.
And we have Ramen Toy in the house, sir. Good evening there. I hope you're having a bit of a rest there from all the good work you're doing. So he says, is it just me or did Mattel remove the limit 3 per customer on the Evil Lynn?
Hey, that's a good point. Did they do that? Maybe we should go back and check that out.
Yes, we'll go back there and have a look there. So we'll stop that screen in the meantime. And a lot of processes here to go through, but here we are, back at the Darkling once again. Indeed, they have removed the limit.
They did. Okay.
So it looks like they tried to give us a subtle hint there to buy her up, I think.
I think they were expecting it to sell out.
Sneaky there, Mattel. You see what you do there.
That's a good catch. Very good catch.
Thank you there, Ramen, sir. That was a good observation.
Yes, that was a very good catch.
My old eyes didn't quite pick that up, you see.
I never noticed it either.
So, will that help matters there? Or do you think it'll remain the same? Because I think a three of anything really, unless you want to only build like a frogmonger, is probably more than enough. So I don't suspect too many people will be buying all that many Lynns unless they were, doing the one to keep open and the one to loose and one to save for later. But still, that's still a 3 limit per customer there.
And
I see they have been changing the limits quite a few times. I think Frogmonger was a limit to 2 figures and what have you.
I wonder how they did it. I wonder how they make that decision, how they decide the limits.
Well, you do notice there it says pre-order on the button there.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're having to do they decided to do a bit of a made to order maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Usually pre-order means the figure's not quite produced to the full capacity of numbers yet.
Perhaps not, but didn't they do certain characters like the Grizzlor, which was the second wave of Grizzlor was made to order, wasn't he? It was the first wave.
And so was the second wave of Wonder, sir.
Right.
And we have, figuratively speaking, he's greeting God Ravage and Skyfall. And we have Rolando Flores in the house.
Good to see Rolando.
Hello there, sir.
Always good to see you. Welcome in.
And here you sorry, I pasted the wrong link in my first comment. I meant to post the link to Mattel Creations, but posted this thing instead. Oh, it's all good, sir. Yes, I pasted a message I was going to give to Adam here and ended up pasting in another group there because he had posted his one of his next videos up. You see, and I assumed I was on his messaging tab there. Yes, it does get confusing there with all these social streams. You've got to know what you're posting to and things. If they removed it, then it shows that there is too much stock for this figure, and it's underperformed from Mattel sales projections. Yes, I think that is the main thought there I had at first, that they're trying to give us a little subtle nod there, bit of a hint to buy me, shall we say? Indeed.
Yeah.
And figuratively, he's greeting Ramen Toy. And God Ravage. Motu looks pretty alive and well, guys. This has been a good month for reveals. Yes. It has. We've had our Origins Wave 13 and 14 announced there. And,
I was not expecting that.
But we're still waiting on a few Masterverse reveals, of course. So there's that line all planned out also. And there's so much more they can do to extend Origins, of course. As we know, they have included the 2000X figures, mini comics, of course. And we did see the new Adventures He-Man there in the 40th 4-pack. But I don't suspect they'll be doing much more in Origins for the new Adventures line. It just seems to be the 2000X, because when in their first interviews with Pixel Dan, they mentioned how Origins was going to make a better go at the 80s line of figures, but they stated that Masterverse will be the one to pull from all areas of the franchise there. So your Filmation, 2000X, CGI, Netflix series, and what have you. Although we're still yet to see anything from the Netflix She-Ra cartoon, but I think that the rights are a bit differently owned there, so who knows. But apparently there were some figures brought out in the form of dolls, I think, for the Netflix She-Ra cartoon. But I suppose they were looking at ways to expand upon Origins there. And so aside from all that, too, they also introduced Sunman and the Rulers of the Sun, produced by Almac Toys, by Wyler Easton there. Because she was a good story. Her wee boy felt left out, and she said, well, we can't have that. We have to make him a toy line that he can feel comfortable playing with and see himself as like He-Man. So that's where Sunman was born, indeed. So they have included that line, and we're still seeing more of those coming out. We had Bolt Man, and now Jiprico, and who was that other fellow there? Hypno. Yes, and we got the big head already, and we also seen him come out. Oh, he came out there with the Sorceress and Shadow Weaver, the Masterverse pighead. He looked rather good indeed.
Yep, I'm actually surprised they don't have any of the Rulers of the Sun in Wave 13 or 14.
And Pink Power Grayskull, welcome into the new segment tonight. That's enough Evil Lynn. After this one, I want to see more cult figures like Whiplash and Blast Attack.
That's fair.
Yes, so we have Whiplash indeed coming out in the Masterverse soon. He's been set to come out soon there, and yes, so we have more exciting news there. So last week, I think it was, My Buddy's Customs. He found the news that at the Spielwarenmesse Toy show there, they had dropped a video, a bit of a showcase, talking about what goes on there. And indeed, he spied 2 glimpses there. The first shot was of the Talon fighter just poking his nose out. So we'll get rid of that item there, and we'll move on to looking at the toy show out of the Nuremberg area. And so this video came to us indeed from the LinkedIn site, and so
excited to be back at
here we
Nuremberg.
go, Nigel. So yes, as you see, many things being shown around there. So you had your Barbies and Mattel's giant staircase to heaven, I think you say.
Staircase to Eternia.
And indeed, we did see a few interesting fellows.
Oh, there's Orko. So, there I am. There I am.
There. Yes, as you, sir. Why didn't you tell me you were going to be there? So yes, here we have Orko there, and yes, we have Skeletor's Havoc Star, and this is the Dark Power Sword, maybe his Power Sword there. So yes, the video goes through, showing us several clips there, a few Pokemons, I believe we say. That there, the Shogun Warriors, Skeletor and He-Man, and another Skeletor-looking fellow there. Bit of a black and gold coloring there, but all looking, they are rather big figures, but they indeed came with smaller versions of themselves, I think. So yes, they're going over the different highlights of that toy show there, and then slowly but surely, after we get through everything in the vehicles, we do see here the of Snake Mountain. So thanks indeed to My Buddy's Customs, who broke the news to Mega J Retro. And indeed, thank you to Mega J Retro for breaking his news on that. And yes.
It actually does. It looks like it's updated with less wash. It looks good.
See, I suspect they probably had to rush a bit of a paint apps there to get it all ready for that Influencers show where they first unveiled Snake Mountain. So yes, it had a bit of a more whiter, light pinky wash, all color all over it. And it was more, I think, whiter on the mountain peak that they've added above the gateway into Castle Grayskull there. So indeed, it was good to see that finally being announced, as I know a lot of us were asking, where is it? Where is it? And so forth. So we have a different look of the snake attachment, and of course we don't have a microphone with this version, so they shortened it a little and added, I think, a bit of a spider feature under that. And as we see a tongue lash on the bridge there. And I see people talking about the bridge too. It's going to have the green rails on it, I think. But definitely the mountain peak looks a bit darker than it did on the first reveal there. So it looks a bit of a gradient from maybe a purpley color to maybe a lighter gray towards the peak. And that's all molded around that front gate area. So yes, and along with that, we also see our first glimpse of the Talon fighter there.
Yep.
So that looks exciting too, between Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain, although we didn't catch much on the Point Dread base, of course. I think this is Mattel being a bit sneaky there. Just teasing us a little. You think they're so? Because you notice how we never see any front-on footage of it. And I believe some of these fellows are from a different Masters of the Universe group there.
I recorded it, so there's no betting in it.
And we're trying to find that other image there. Where was it? Where we first saw the Talon fight. I might have gone past it.
Did they show more of it, did they?
No, you did see more of the Talon fighter. There's a woman's arm coming down just around Castle Grayskull. I think I might have skipped too far ahead there. There it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Here we see Castle Grayskull there, of course, and a little bird taking a peck at her arm there.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's the nose cone, I believe we say, of the Talon fighter in the shape of that eagle or falcon or something such.
But I'm not seeing Point Dread in that shot. Like, did they have Point Dread in there too, or no?
I think that the cone there points a bit further out. So, of course, Point Dread might be somewhere just about here.
Probably.
You can high up, sitting a bit high up there. Indeed, it's about the throne room floor height of Castle Grayskull, where you see the head peeking out. So I do believe they would have had it on the Point Dread there. So let's come back to the screen. Stream rather.
Yeah.
Yes, we. Dennis Copter. Good evening there, sir. Glad you could join us. Wave 12 making me super nervous, especially Hypno. Yes. Making a lot of people nervous here too, wondering how we're going to get all these new waves because we're still stuck around wave 9, you see. I went in there yesterday and another 2000X He-Man out there in Origins.
Yeah.
A few others, but mostly just either the CGI or Masterverse figures currently in stock there.
It's funny how we're getting some of the Snake Men, but I can't seem to get a hold of Wave 10.
So, yes, many distribution issues there, and of course stores wanting to buy in stock, I think, too. We have had a wave of or a storm regarding the end of Masters of the Universe Origins, where the peg warming there is showing signs that it might not be getting in, but peg warming can be a number of many different issues, you see. Of course, Origins was released during the illness or the pandemic on Earth there, and with that, it put many people out of work and many businesses were closed. So I think people buying toys was the last thing people had on their minds. And whatever figure costs might be the difference between putting food on the table per se, especially if you're not getting any income steadily coming in there. And of course, people getting a bit of a dry spell with getting in work also. So that can stunt people from buying toys and action figures, you see. And so there are many things and factors that can cause peg warming that don't necessarily point to the end of the line. It just means either people are being a bit more careful with spending their gold, or indeed, as we know, the prices are going up on everything, food and toys and what have you. And a lot of people mentioning how they're waiting for things to go on sale before they make the dive in buying them. So I think in an ideal setting, you'd find people buying up these things. Indeed, if you already have a certain origin figure, as you know, they have the pop and swap there, and a lot of people making customs. So no doubt plenty, if you do strike a store that has a nice amount of stock, shelf warming or peg warming there, you can indeed pick up a few more to do some customizations with there. Indeed. So that can maybe help things go along. But with all those factors and people not buying things, I think it's making a lot of stores think twice about buying them in, if indeed they're not going to end up selling them.
Right.
Yes, so certain figures do indeed go very fast there. Thanos Copter, like the re-releases of Origins Wave 2, the Many Faces Orko and Scareglow and Trapjaw figures. And that left me scrambling for those. And indeed, the shipper display cases that they were displayed in, a lot were hunting those down there at the same time. And of course, Big Bad Toy Store a while ago put them up on for sale, but then there was a bit of a miscommunication with Mattel, so they ended up cancelling all those orders. But indeed, I think those figures were set for an exclusive. I think it was either Walmart or Target there. So the hunt goes on. I also recall seeing an image there on Instagram of all these unsold web stores being put back out in a store somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yes, a nice good stock of those had me crying in tears because I live so far away. You see,
I know. I would love to have another web store. I'd love to have another one or two actually.
I was able to snag Minion Comic Roboto and Tongue Lasher, says God Ravage. Oh yes, very good. Yes, if I had the money and I knew that Mattel were going to be releasing those. Indeed, I would have jumped on a tongue lasher on this. But as you know, too, they did put these things on the calendar especially for Evil Lynn there, and the last sale drop was that. Was it the ChemoCon maybe? But they had them on the calendar, whereas I don't think they had any calendar releases set for those figures, and indeed Rattler and Cobra Khan there. So just all dropped out of the blue, really.
Yep.
All right, so we've covered the sneak look there at Snake Mountain and the Telefighter and Point Dread. So possibly in a smaller box. This time the setup is indeed nowhere near as big as Castle Grayskull, so probably being a bit of a smaller box. And I wonder if we'll be getting figures with any of those sets, shall we say. So Snake Mountain and yes, indeed, Point Dread and the Talon Fighter will we see something like we saw with Castle Grayskull and the Temple of Darkness sorceress there? And if they did, what figures do you think they would include with those sets? Maybe
With the
some
snake,
variant from mini comic, or perhaps
with
even
the
someone.
with Snake Mountain, I would just love to see a Skelecon. I want a Skelecon warrior.
Oh yes. So we've been getting a lot of these stickers and cardboard pieces and moldings being made into action figures, and that is another aspect that Mattel have been using to expand on the Origins line. Indeed, digging everything out there to see what they can do with it. So we've had the molding of Motu, the Moat Monster there, which was an original molding on the Eternia playset, the vintage set there. So they've turned that into an action figure. That was one of the stretch goals in the crowdfunding there, along with King Grayskull and Kekla. But sadly, we haven't seen Kekla yet, but I hope the day is not lost on him. And indeed, getting a figure of myself there. Not to toot my own horn, shall we say. And yes, a Frogmonger there, which was the Dungeon Great sticker originally on the vintage set. And we have seen one of the Orlex tentacles in the Dungeon Great done on the Mysteries of Castle Grayskull. And that also had the spacesuit, which was originally a cardboard piece, along with the computers. But we see, indeed, the computer consoles were 3D plastic molded pieces in Castle Grayskull. And sadly, we never. Yes, well, I feel we should have got the spacesuit with Castle Grayskull there, but mitigating circumstances, I think, prevented them from doing so. But they thought that PowerCon was coming up. I believe was the show they made that set an exclusive for, so they decided to release the spacesuit in that. But yes, not many were able to get their hands on it, unfortunately, and the prices, although I suppose they're not too bad on eBay. I saw one that was about 70-ish US.
Yeah,
but,
depends where you are.
Going there, and then the postage, it soon mounts up indeed. Because I believe it was $30 US there, something like that, when Mattel Creations put that up for sale on their site.
Yeah.
So, moving along, we have had a new release, of course, in the Masterverse a line set to come out. So, that was one Man-at-Arms. So he has been in a bit of a exile indeed. Of course, we did have him there a wee while back. In Revelation there, he was in his more armored up outfit. So, yes, here we have some of the inbox packaging look there. And Adam or Orko, sir, feel free to read any of your comments as well, because I can't see them while I'm navigating here.
Okay, that's fine.
So if you see anything relevant, just call me aside there, sir.
Yeah.
And yes, so he's looking rather nicely displayed there. And indeed, a vast array of gizmos and guns and gadgets and armor, and including a spare head there, which we see more opened out on the second image. But yes, here we are on the Toy Habits website. They're a good resource there for the latest news in Masters of the Universe, but for other figure lines also. And yes, so go and check out there on YouTube if you haven't, and subscribe and follow them. And so yes, he's looking rather splendid there. Of course, in his casual, I think, villager attire there when he's fetching water for poor sick Orko there.
Yep.
There's a couple of spare hands, as we usually get. But yes, there's a lot to look at there, indeed.
There's
So
a
the
lot in
option
that
to
pack.
armor him
Yeah.
up.
I think the gun actually has like a target, like a I think the targets. I think there's a target sensor that
Oh
opens
yes,
up
it
on the
looks like
gun.
it's up there. So I think that's what you're talking about there, the target piece.
No, the
Is
gun,
it?
like the actual cannon.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
so it is there.
yeah. There's like a target piece, and I think it's articulated as a thing that looks like it comes out when I was covering it.
Oh,
Looks very,
okay. It
looks
might
very
be.
cool.
Is it this piece here, possibly?
Yeah, yeah. I believe that's
Looks
the
like
piece.
it might have a bit of a hinge that pops it out.
Right,
Oh,
right.
okay. And I wonder, is there a bit of an effects piece under here? There's a bit of an orangey looking part.
Yeah, I'm not
I
sure
could
on
be
that
getting.
one.
So yes, he's packed out with a lot of nice pieces indeed. With his huge cannon there. There's on the back of the box art there, blasting that off. Oh no, so that was an arm piece I thought you were talking about there, sir.
Yeah,
So that looks like it
see where
attaches to his arm.
he's holding
Oh
the
yes, yes.
cannon. Yeah, that piece right there.
So here.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty neat.
All right. Yes, sir. The art is looking nice there, and of course on the side. So yes, he was a bit of an outcast there after he didn't tell the truth of Prince Adam being He-Man for all those years. King Randall was a bit upset. I think Queen Marlena knew because when Man at Arms was trying to tell him, she cries and says, "We've lost our son." So I think somewhere between filmation and now I think she found out that Prince Adam was indeed He-Man, and that got King Randor a bit choked up, a bit angry, I think.
Yeah.
So yes, a nice. This looks like to be a bit of a sewn piece, as in, oh yes, as indeed we had with the robes of Trapjaw and Triclops to make them look like they're occult costumes. And yes, so he's got a nice a soft goods cape there, and yes, a nice a new molding, mind you, though. As of course, most of the figures come with the common musculature type body buck, but we see some new sculpt work here in the arms of the as mentioned there in the description, being like so roughly sewn together of different patches and what have you.
You can tell his cloak is a lot thicker too because it looks exactly the same material as Andra's.
I don't think he'll be wearing that out there today. It costs Grayskull. It's been a bit muggy.
Yeah.
Yes. So new tooling all around, I suppose. And of course, new molding in the pants that he's wearing, so you don't see the muscly legs like they do when they reuse parts for the other figures. And here they show when we first see when they all meet him in that village when they're gathering the mystical water there. And of course he's getting some for poor Sikorko. And yes, so that's not too long after they've been tasked with going on their quest to find the two halves of the sword. And indeed getting the aid of Man-at-Arms because he had the knowledge, you see, of reforging the swords. But he was a bit reluctant because he said if he so much welded a piece of metal together, he'd get in a bit of trouble. But I wonder if he secretly made his big arm blaster there and a few other armor pieces. We might have just had them spare somewhere, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yes, the side on of them there. So indeed, looking good there. Nice hairstyle there for his headpiece. No doubt it'll hinder possibly a bit of the movement, maybe with that collar piece on there. But I suspect you should be able to remove that. Pardon. And indeed, when you are swapping up the head there. And here are some quick images of him with all armored up there.
There, now you can
Looking
see
rather
that
nice.
targeted system looks cool. You could tell it's got a hinge on it.
Ah, yes, indeed. So there it is.
Yep,
So it must click out there.
I like that.
Oh, so that's another arm cannon. All right. Yes, that's what I got confused about before, thinking that was the sight piece. But no. And we do have another part sticking up out of him here as well. So it
Yeah.
looks like there's a bit of a backpack maybe, because you see these tubes coming out from behind him. There, it looks like they plug into somewhere.
Oh, it's a shoulder.
What, or was that? I don't know. It's see these little tube things. Maybe it's just a part of the background there. I don't know.
Oh, I think it is.
Possibly just part of the background, I think.
Yeah,
But
we
yes,
got
there's a bit of a shoulder piece there. Looks like it's molded onto the armor. Oh no, it should have a few tubes coming out somewhere, I suppose.
We got pooled. We got pooled.
Oh, indeed. Well, just like with the frogmonger there, they had him with their fluffy effect pieces in his jetpack there. And of course,
Yep.
there were a few scenes where he meets them when they're crossing the Crystal Sea there. And he's fighting off Merman's henchmen, the Aquatans, I think they are. And they get Merman to speed them towards the gateway of Subternia. Indeed. And yes, a few more side images there. Looking rather good, yes, sir. And possibly contemplating on getting this one. He does come with a nice array of accessories.
I'd get one, but I'm not. It's not like top priority for me to get that one, but I will get one eventually, probably.
Yes, you see, I've already got the Revelation man at arms there.
Right.
So,
that's my man at arms replacement for classic, so I'm happy with that one.
Indeed, and I do have with me here today the Revelation man at arms there. So that's how I have him posed, just sort of casually with his mace weapon over his shoulder there.
Yeah, I love that
Yes.
figure. He's a good figure.
Looking rather good there. Yes, man at arms is my first favorite character. There, indeed. So that, of course, is the Masterverse man at arms reveal. So let's get back to the chat there.
Yep.
And we have Mary Atwell, Radical Mum.
Radical Mum, yep.
Good
She's
evening
in.
there. And she's saying hello to us there indeed. And nice to see you again. Yes, good to see you in there, Radical Mum there. I hope you're well this evening. And we have Payne's Toy Samples saying, Elder, hello. Hello there, sir. How are you this evening? Good to see you in there. And Phenoscopter, I may be in the minority, but I would buy some Netflix She-Ra figs if they made them. Well, yes, I didn't think they had made anything from that show until I was told otherwise. Apparently, they released a few sort of dolls.
Yeah.
Like those Monster High type of figures there, but I had no idea about it, and I don't think many others did either.
I knew about the dolls, but it was only because I liked the show. Like I was one of the. I felt like I was one of the majorities.
Brick something was the one that corrected me in that, because I had no idea they had made them either.
Yeah, the show is really good. I was trying to get a hold of the dolls, but they were completely sold out, and they were only on scalper prices, so I couldn't get a hold of them.
Yes, indeed. That makes things hard to get a few of these figures too. And Payne's Toy Samples. Hello, Ace. I still love my Silverhawks. Oh yes, he's done a lot of wonderful 80s properties there. Was it the Commanders or something? And what I'm looking forward to, if you're still in the chat there, Ace, is the V, Diana, the alien visitor from the 80s V series was one of my favorites shows that I came across here recently. There was the miniseries that kicked it off, then the final battle, which I think was my favorite, and then the complete series that followed it, which was it was okay for some part of it. I know they had a bit of narration there as the war effort was going on, sort of like a bit of a World War II thing, I believe you say, when the reporters are on the ground and they're talking about the different sides and what they're getting up to, and all the flying saucers were hiding behind the moon there, the dark side of the moon, because as we know, the moon has a different orbit there. It doesn't spin. Yep. It always faces on one side. So it leaves a bit of a dark patch that enemies can hide in. Indeed.
Right.
And so yes, that's one figure I'm looking forward to with our Ramen Toy there. I've seen he's had the prototypes up for her, and he's also got his own engine of vengeance there, the Hell Charger from Ghost Rider. So that's looking rather impressive indeed, nicely sculpted inside and out, and a few effect pieces there I saw. But yes, finally, we should mention Ramen Toys because that's our next topic of discussion. So as we know, of course, Masterverse, they have just released the movie figures there, and I seem to have cancelled that tab, silly me. So we'll get back in there, and we're just going to look up Ramen Toy on Facebook. Yes, feel free to follow him there, and indeed I think he's on Instagram as well. So
good.
we might add a bit of a link to him there. So we'll just scroll down there a little bit because he had a few announcements before his recent reveal for the Origins prototype head sculpt. So as we know, Ramen Toy here had started producing a head sculpt to replace the heads that came with the movie He-Man in particular, because they did a bit of an odd look there, whether it was a rights issue or they couldn't agree get a settlement there to use Dolph Lundgren's head likeness. But interesting that we see a more likened Dolph Lundgren on the card art there, both
Looks
on the
good.
sides and the back of the box, which of course, when you join Skeletor's box and his together, it forms a bit of a fuller diorama art piece when they're in the throne room there, just in front of the great eye of the universe. So here is his prototype of the Verse 1 head, I believe it is.
It looks good.
Of course, yes, indeed. And of course, thanks to Mega J Retro there, he sent Ace the movie figure so he could get on his way and be about his business in getting the right measurements and, of course, matching the skin tone to the body and no doubt on all that and what have you. And yes, this is a prototype sculpt here. He has, I think, fresh out from the factory, as it were, just to see how things look.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, it's looking rather smart indeed.
Yeah, it looks good.
I have seen one comment in particular talking about if they had the legs a bit more, less longer, less lankier, perhaps. But, I suppose, all within the realm of what one is able to do, I guess. Although I've seen people having issues with the scabbard there, the sword slots into. I think it was My Buddy's Customs mentioned on his that they didn't have a hole or something to poke the point of the sword into him. Possibly just a bit of a molding issue there, because he mentioned that a few others. Their one was all right. You could point the sword into that, so I think he had to pull that piece off the plastic strap and then put it on the back, so the sword would sit more naturally behind him.
Right.
So indeed, that was a wee update that Ace put up on his Facebook page there to show us how he was getting on with that. And then he released this next 3D rendering of the Verse head for your Origins figures. And of course, here he's using the 2000X He-Man body form.
Yeah, that harness.
To display a 3D rendering of the third Verse head of the Dolph Lundgren likeness.
Yeah, it looks really good. Both of them look really great.
And of course, too, I suppose if you buy more than one movie He-Man, most of the armor pieces are transferable between the Masterverse and Origins. Although I think the Origins armor pieces are a bit more tight to fit when putting them on the Masterverse figures. But with a bit of effort, you can still get through it, I think, and attach them. So if you wish, you can get another movie He-Man, I suppose, and have him with his proper harness and shoulder pieces there. And then you have Ramen Toy's Origins Verse head to put with it. Indeed. So what I said there before, if you buy some spare He-Man figures, you no doubt can make an Origins custom in his more fuller appearance, as it were. But yes. So here's the recent post that Ace has put up on his Instagram and now on his Facebook page of the prototype for the third Verse head sculpt.
Right.
So indeed, he's still working through that to get it all looking good. And here we are, again a bit more closer photo of him looking side on there. So yes, looking good there. Looks like it'll be come out molded in one piece there. So as we know with Masterverse figures, the hair piece was usually a separate part. You can also pull that off with a bit of effort also if you're doing some customizing projects there. It's either glued on with something, or I know for now, at least with Masterverse, they print those figures, and then they print them in a bit of a gel that you blast away, leaving all the hinges and joints to move about. Because as we know, the Masterverse figures are pinless joints.
Right.
Indeed. So,
which is a good thing. I'm glad they're pinless.
It does cause a bit of struggle, mind you, though, when you're customizing. But I found, say, my custom Koldar action figure there, I decided to use the Masterverse Fisto body buck, which had the more paler, lighter skin tone that was sort of similar to the Filmation Koldar there. So I used his body buck there. But the thing was, as we know, he comes with this big metal fist. So I had to remove his forearm piece, whereby I had to heat up the joints of the elbow there. And then pry with like a wee fork. I had to pull that back and then get a bit of there, cut the middle pin you see. So I could free that arm from it's kind of like a little joint that has a series of holes where the pins go through, you see. So I had to, it was very fiddly, mind you, but yes, I cut the wee pin in the shoulder there in half, or you can just cut it at the sides, because when it cools down, the arm forks are reasonably solid there when they're cooled. So no worry about it popping off, as long as you've still got that pin in some form in there. So either trying to cut it halfway so it comes apart like that when you heat it up to join another forearm piece on, and then you just sort of push it together when you put the new forearm in there and cooled it down. Of course, I ended up using the forearm from the Revelation He-Man to replace the metal armor Mephisto there. So it's a bit of a challenge when customizing, especially around the elbow areas of the Masterverse figures. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. So he has a 3-pack up there for pre-order. So we'll just move down and find that. Unless a bit of a YouTube video. I think he has it here somewhere. But if we can't find it, then yes. Oh, here you go. Oh, wait, this was at the stage where it was coming soon, but it's now up for pre-order on the Ramen Toy website. There, of course, he's still working through the Origins head sculpt, of course. But indeed, you can pre-order them separately, and I pre-ordered myself the Verse 2 head there. And I had an idea. I'm into my my string of customs, and yes, I have a custom Mundar coming out soon. To be doing a video on how I do that on the Masterverse 40th He-Man there. And I bought myself a spare one to do a bit of a faker custom with as well. So I'm going to have to make a bit of a slot in his chest to put his computer in there. I might sculpt a bit of a 3D computer out of some
Is that what you're doing?
that I use.
You're doing a mold for it? That's cool.
Just a sculpt rather. I don't know if I get around to making a mold for casting, but usually the silicone is a bit more expensive to come by here.
Okay.
But yes, and that gave me an idea. What if I did a faker custom of the movie He-Man? And I thought, I might have to get myself another Verse 2 head or something. So indeed, when the money comes in, I'll be pre-ordering a set of 3 next time. So I have the Verse 2 head pre-ordered at the moment there. And I want to do a bit of a battle damage faker custom with him. So I might have to work it away to sculpt a bit of a hole out of one side of the face, and then or whittle rather, and then sculpt in a bit of a exposed robotic head shown in the face there, and mount in some holes, much like I did with the custom duplicate Origins figure I did there a wee while ago now. And yes, and then just sculpt in some exposed robotic pieces wherever, and of course have the computer chest piece shown there. So there was just a wee idea there I had, and I sort of hinted there to Ace what if we released maybe a faker version or option there, a bit of a blue paint application with the orange hair or something maybe. If indeed he decided to go in that route. But then, of course, it would leave the customizer up to matching the skin tone of the body with the head sculpt, of course. So, yes, he's been doing a lot of good work there, bringing out all these 80s properties. And no doubt I had some thoughts on what else we might see Ace do in the future, but indeed he did a good job on the Silverhawks there, and no doubt a few of those have those in hand at the moment there. So yes, no, he's doing good work in the community there of bringing out things that we might not otherwise see out there in the mainstream. But I think he was more mainstream with the Silverhawks, so I think he had the license to do those. Is how the story goes there. So indeed, feel free to jump on the Ramen Toy website there, the main one, to pre-order your Verse heads there, Masters of the Verse heads of course, and many other items he has made available, including those wonderful figure stands, the most powerful stands in the universe, I think they're called, where you can display your classics or Masterverse or Origins figures there, and particularly I think for the Origins, you can grab your backing cards and you slot them in just behind the stand there, so you have the Masters of the Universe logo just popping up above the molded bursting rocks there. So yes, indeed, looking rather splendid. So that's that segment of tonight's news, and let's get back to the chat there. Indeed, we will see you there, so you're not forgotten. And Thanos saying hi to Payne's Toy Samples. Figuratively speaking, he's greeting Payne's Toy Samples there, and Thanos and Medical Mom. Indeed. And yes, some more greetings there. And who else do we have? Ramen Toy there. Getting to your question now, sir. Forgive me. Ramen Toy. I attended the Nuremberg Toy Fair 2 times, but never got into the Mattel booth, which is a literal office hall space instead of an exhibitor's booth. Need to appointed to enter. You need to be appointed to enter.
Yeah, I need an appointment.
Yes, they're keeping it rather secret there at this year's toy show. Bar the little glimpse they decided to let loose in that video that we just saw. Yes, it'd be rather exciting to visit these toy shows. I remember when I was a little lad, just up my road, there was a bit of a BMX course where they have all the ground rippers going around there and whatnot. And there's a bit of a stadium just further up the back there. They'd hold a big toy show with all the collectors with their matchboxes and Thunderbirds and the little cars that you put the batteries in, and they raced around a big track there. And there's a lot of my favorites were the Space 1999 vehicles. Here's one for your ramen, sir. Ace. Space 1999. To Commander Koenig and all his merry men there on the moon base, and maybe a few ginormous Eagle spacecraft there, sir. So many things one can wish for, indeed, Adam, sir. But yes, I remember a few of those Matchbox Eagle spacecraft and the Thunderbirds. They're all in their display cabinets, and yes, they had some there for sale too. I don't really recall any action figures, mind you, but it was mostly all that sort of stuff, the die casts, and they might have had action figures, but it was many years ago now. But that was just a spit's throw from where I used to live, you see. Just walk up the road there, past the Thunes Gully. Not the Thunes Gully like the movie, but yes, there was another wee park just up from me. And then down we had Chinkford Park, which is another one sort of further towards town there. Then when you get into more of North Dunedin, there's Botanical Gardens, and then across that is a bit of a rugby field. You play a spot of a football there, or a bit of cricket. So without further ado there, let's see if we have any more in the chat.
Yeah, we got Charles in the house.
Greetings. He said greetings there. And Theniscopter, I feel like all the retailers ordered Way 7 then just bailed on the line. Because, yes, that can also hinder people seeing the waves coming in, as whether or not a store will buy them in. Indeed, we haven't seen... Well, the store near me, the Wares house, as you've seen in some of my toy hunts, too, rather. They did have huge amounts of the Sky Sleds and the Wind Raiders and the Battle Cats there. And the only figure you saw was, of course, the He-Man, or Prince Adam, rather, that came with the Sky Sled. And no Battle Ram. What? There you go. Hey, sir, another idea. The Battle Ram. I don't know if Mattel will give us that. Because of course, there was a different attachment on the vintage Sky Sled that plugged into the Battle Ram, so they would have to design a way of connecting it indeed to the Battle Ram vehicle. And yes, it has been hard finding Origins because, of course, we're still stuck on the Wave 9 of Origins here. Both Farmers and the Warehouse. They've only had the Wave 9 figures in, but they've been bringing in more of their CGI. And, of course, we just had the Talon Fighter from the CGI series, and up north they're seeing the Castle Grayskull set. But up until last year, we never saw the Origins Castle Grayskull. It was only been issued up in the North Island, and then it was a good amount of money to get it shipped down, because you can ship between the stores, you see. If they don't have something in stock near you, they can do a special order, but you have to pay it all up front, and so on. Well, I don't know how they do it out your way there, Adam, sir, but that's one thing they have here. And also, some stores, they have
We've been stuck on we've been stuck on Wave 8 over here. We've only had tricklets of Wave 7, and we only had like Wave 9. I've only seen it once personally, but yeah, Wave 8. We've been stuck on Wave 8 for over a year, or for at least a year or so.
Yes, we saw. I think was a Wave 8. Was it the Buzz Off and Sorceress line there? Was that Wave 7?
That's Wave 7. Wave 8 was the Clawful.
Yes, we did get that in, but it was a special order from a smaller collectibles operation. So not with the buying power you have with like the Warehouse or Walmart or Target. And he bought in the Buzz Off and Sorceress and the was it the two Stratoses, and he also bought in the Land Shark there and Stridor. I managed to whip those up off him.
Me too.
He had a bit of a hiatus though. He was the Pop Guardian he's called, but I think he's come back now and he's doing works on his side. So it'll be interesting to see what waves of Origins he gets in there. He might get hopefully some of the newer waves, as indeed he was the only one that seemed to be doing it at the time. And I found another site here called Freyaware, a bit of a Viking-themed website. And, of course, they bring in only the Masterverse pieces, mind you. So I pre-ordered 2 of the movie He-Man and movie Skeletor of him. And I got 2 Jitsus because I need them for custom fodder to go in with my Wonder and the feet pieces for Grislaw, my custom Grislaw figure. Of course, we're seeing him coming out soon in Masterverse 2 and curiously at retail. Whereas Origins, which had lesser fur, mind you, because the fur with the new Tony Beastman was almost enough to fur up an Origins figure. Just needed a little bit more, mind you, but it was almost enough. And, of course, he was released at retail as well, and as indeed with King Grayskull there with the fur pelts on his shoulders, I think attached to his cape there. Another figure I missed out on. But yes, so I still need to get the boot pieces off a Hordak, Masterverse Hordak, to complete my Grislaw there. So he's agreeing with him too. That's good. If they would actually clearance Wave 7, it might move. Indeed. I mean, no money. A little money is better than no money at all, I suppose. Yes, sometimes over here, they'll put things on a special sale. So you can buy one and get one half price, or buy one, get one free, or something like that. Or they either take 20 to anywhere from 40 to 50% off. Sometimes, and a few of these collectible stores like Toy Cove over here, they take off a certain percentage from time to time, particularly around the public holidays and so forth. So that's farmers had the buy one and get one half price. So that allowed me to get Origins Mantenna, and I decided to go with the pig head there. I wasn't going to get in, mind you, but I thought I'd take advantage of that. I should have really got a He-Man at the time, though, as I ended up getting from the warehouse a few weeks ago to make a bit of a custom King Grayskull with there. So I need to get a few pieces in order to get that one started. Figuratively speaking, I agree. When I go to Walmart and I see Wave 7, I buy a couple of them just so I can have some custom. Indeed. It might also help the stalls see, oh, yes, they're buying a few of those, and hopefully we might get those in there. Yeah, I don't know what they think, really, but indeed, let's move down. Oh, got a few in the chat there. Forgive me. We'll try and get through you as quickly as we can. God Ravage, no army builder with a playset. Low.
Yeah, referring to the Skelly God that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it sucks to have an army builder, but I just really want the Skelly God, or not Skelly God, but Skelecon Warrior to come in some way, shape, or form. So that was the first idea that came to my mind.
If you recall, when they unveiled the Eternia playset at San Diego Comic-Con, they had a few different customized snake men, too, different colors, and
right.
some with long necks and what have you. And I wonder if they would maybe make a bit of a, because of course we have the snake troopers coming out there soon.
That's going to be interesting to see the armor being pushed down, and then all you see is a snake head. So I think those snake heads are going to be good for other characters.
It's going to be interesting what they have under there, because of course the horde troopers. It's all that mechanical.
I'm curious. I'm curious if the mechanical part is going to be red or if it's going to be green.
or indeed, if it's going to be mechanical at all.
True.
The skin body or something. Sure, it'd be no King Hiss, of course, but yes, I see you've got your King Hiss there, sir.
Yeah, I got my Origins King Hiss. We're going to be doing that tomorrow night for unboxing, so I'm pretty excited to get that.
Yes, that's right. So stay tuned for that. We review that Adam will be doing on Medical Toys there. So I know you did your Classics King Hiss there recently, so that was exciting to look at.
Yeah, we're going to do a comparison with the Classics too, so that'll be fun.
Yes, I had my King Hiss still in the pile of holding there. So I'm hoping to, he's got about 40 days for him to be shipped out from the big, good toy store. I call it the good toy store. You don't like saying bad. And yes, I've been eyeing up a vintage King Hiss I've seen over here. He's missing one of his arm coverings, but he has his staff, his snake staff and shield, and he looks to be all complete other than the missing arm piece that covers over the snake arm. So, because I usually like to have a bit of a vintage when when doing a bit of a comparison with my Origins figures.
Right.
So let's continue on in the chat, shall we?
Sounds good.
Not dilly-dally there. Peniscopter, Disco Skeletor Peck in the Snake Mountain. Yes, I've seen a few wondering about the Disco Skeletor there. Indeed. And what other playsets might we see there? The Fright Zone, or the Slime Pit, or maybe if we see, because there's another line that expanded in with She-Ra there. We've only had She-Ra so far in Origins, and of course we've had Hordak, Grizzle, Mantenna, Leech, and is there anybody else? I think that's all so far, but still more characters we can see there, like a Shadow Weaver, perhaps a Dragstore, and indeed Modulok, because we see Frogmonger using a few of the pieces there from him. And then I hear people talking about Mantenna's legs, perhaps. I'm not sure on that one, but more characters they can bring out to expand in origins. Maybe more of the princesses there as well, or Bo, and what have you. And what's her horse there? She-Ra's horse. I forget what it's called now. The old mind's going. Swiftwind, that's it. It's about time we see some more creatures, and maybe the dragons too. Although I suspect they might be the next crowdfunding there, because they are quite big figures.
Yeah.
So they may do a whole set of Negator and Titus and Grandamere. I think there were 2 dragons. There was a red one and a green one, wasn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, in the classics there was.
And I hope we see Shadow Beasts in Revelation and Masterverse.
That would be cool.
Indeed, saw on the Revelation series, as I will commonly say, the beast, the battle beast, Beastman, when Evil Lynn turns him into his more tougher form there, like Adam does with Cringer. It would be good also to see a little baby Cringer, smaller Cringer, maybe with Prince Adam there. I don't know. They release Prince Adam on his own, or what even the form Prince Adam will take. But I suspect it'll be the Revelation Prince Adam, mind you. But if they do him maybe New Eternia like, they might give you the option for a bit of a switch out between 2 different forms of Prince Adam there. It'd be nice to have a smaller Cringer. Indeed. So let's move on there in the chat. This is written there. Figuratively speaking, I'm just now looking at eBay listings, and every figure that was sold in Origins line on Valentine's Day is anywhere between 45 and 70. Yes. So people making the opportunity to mark up there. So let's see. Oh, yes, we're well behind in the chat. Forgive me. And we also see Wed Fantastic Toy Adventures. He's in there saying hello to everybody. Forgive us for taking so long to get back to the chat there. But we'll have the segments coming soon with Wave 13 and 14. That Adam.
We got Sir Clifton's in the house too. Give a wave. He just got done watching The Shining, I think, with his wife. Scary movie.
Bit of a scary movie there. Bit of a thrilling night indeed.
Here's Johnny.
It's complete. The mysteries at your local stores. That was a good find. Particularly speaking, that's awesome, Thanos. He has that set too. And God Ravage, they hinted at the Filmation cartoon that Marlena knew. Yes, we need to see Marlena either in Origins or Masterverse. Yes, I had suspected maybe the Valentine's Day drop might have been a bit of a power couple here. Of course, I say we have Queen Marlena and King Randall, or no, He-Man and Foster, or Bo and She-Ra or something. Figuratively, Queen Marlena definitely knew her mother knows her son. Oh yes, what I mentioned before.
Right.
Indeed. And there he is, the main man. Hello, everyone. Yes, I rather enjoy sitting in on his lives. They do some good chats on toys and sometimes some funny things we talk about, a bit of a laugh. And Ramen Toy. Oh, it's a pleasure, sir, and an honor to have you in the community and all the good work you're doing there with producing some of these 80s properties that we all loved. And no doubt you had lots of questions and ideas swirling about in your head there, what to bring out next, but it pays to be a bit slow and careful, I suppose, of what you release and then how soon and so forth, but whatever may be will be at the end of the day, and so forth. And Thanos is greeting Bill there from Weird Fantastic Toys. So yes, feel free to follow Bill there at Weird Fantastic Toys Adventures. And yes, good evening there, Charles. Yes, Ramen Toys. They do indeed outdo themselves there. A lot of good projects on the go. Dennis, I pre-ordered one of those heads. I'm really looking forward to getting it in. Yes, and indeed am I. I particularly want to get a set of 3 so I can do a review on those at some stage. And Ramen Toy. Yes, we need to make a prototype to fit the figure, almost like a tailor taking your measurements for a bespoke suit. Indeed. That's one issue I've had when I've done my sculpt of Dolph Lundgren there. I have been able to quite do the skin tone properly, of course, because indeed I don't have the movie figure yet, but I'm expecting that haul from Freeware to come around the 28th of February, so I can do a bit of a skin tone match on my head sculpt, which I've taken back to the drawing board, as indeed I see you have with your head sculpt there, Ace. And I've done a little bit of a fixer-up here and there with some epoxy putty, and I sculpt the hair pieces separate, you see. And yes, so I might be looking to do a bit of a casting of that to have something more better than just a heap of sculpted milliput. And of course, the original head I used was a spearhead of the new Eternia He-Man to make use of the ball joint, you see. So I just whittled away much of the face and around the forehead there and resculpted over top of that. But indeed, looking forward to those head sculpts there. And Ramen Toy says, and we then create a mold, master scale up 4% for the tooling, as the tooling will always inject a part with shrinkage for these PVC molds. Yes, indeed. The mold making process is not cheap. I know that all too well. I've dabbled in a bit of a silicone mold making myself, and it's expensive stuff, or whatever materials you use for the molds. Be it, I believe they use metal in some of these molds nowadays. They last a bit longer, and they inject all the melted material, plastic or whatever they use into those. It's a lot of work indeed. Figuratively. Hello, the Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. He's greeting Bill there. Thanos. I popped the armor off the movie fig and put it onto the Origins buck. Look good. I've been having fun switching these pieces from Masterverse to Origins. Yes, I've found that you can do that, and I see Brick something. He took the Wonder head and put it on a Masterverse human body to make a bit of a Masterverse Wonder with there. Charles, I wonder if Ramen Toys will make a God Skeletor head. Oh, yes, the movie God Skeletor. You think we might see that one coming in as well as all the others, like Teela and Man-at-Arms and Beastman and Evil Lynn and Gwildor. Although Jay does a better impression of that than I do. And yes, and Blade and Sauron and all those. So yes, time will tell, indeed, if we do get more of those characters. Ramen Toy. Maybe that could be the next time we do an armor set for the movie likeness. Indeed. We're all in good time there, so you have enough on your plate with the Commanders and the Hell Charger and indeed the Master of the Verse Heads Sculpts and Diana there from V. So I feel you've got a good amount on for the next wee while to work on and get out. There's no sense in overburdening yourself there, sir. Getting too far ahead, indeed. And figuratively, if you haven't done it already, smash the like button. Thank you kindly there, sir. Helps my adventures in the YouTube land there. And yes, you can definitely look into that. And Thanos, I do hope they make some more movie pigs. Yes, of course. That'd be good there. We'll try and get through these comments and then get to the last segment of this news. Got some of those stands ordered too. Yes, they do look rather awesome there and add a bit of dynamic display feature to your collection. Thank you, Grayskull. Really happy with our creations. Makes you all happy. Yes, you're doing some good work there, Ace, sir. Indeed. Thanos, looking forward to taking some pics when they come in. Fake Adolf. Yeah, we can possibly use a skeletal body for the blue. Oh, yes, that's an idea, so you don't have to go about painting everything up. I know it gets a bit hectic when you paint around the joints there, because they're so tight to the joint piece, you scrape the paint off, unless I have heard some people, they Dremel away a bit of the plastic on the hinges there, so they're not so tightly against the other parts of plastic that can scrape the paint. I know they do that a bit on the Mythic Legions figures there. They had to be careful though, because there's the thin enough plastic on those hinges indeed, and you have to be a bit careful not to take off too much plastic there. So ideas are abound indeed. Ace, have you considered doing a companion line to Origins? Maybe some beast steed armors and weapons, maybe in body part packs. Oh, the possibilities are endless when you have the resources, I suppose. And then Scott, do we have ideas indeed? Great minds think alike, of course. Yes, awesome. I'll definitely keep an eye out on that. And Charles, good journey, my friend. Oh, is he leaving? Might have left us, but well, good night to you if you have this. Thanks for coming into the show. And Thanoscopter, my Jubico, Roboto, and Tongue Lasher have just shipped. Oh, yes, very good there. From that sale during our Evil Lynn there. Yes, Battle Ram has been raised by many fans. Yes, I'm sure there's so many wish lists floating about. If anything, Charles, if anything else, if I can't find any Masterverse figures, then I'll use wrestling figures. Oh, yes, I see the Masters of the WWE universe there. Going back to work. Oh, thank you there, Ace, and thank you indeed for the good work you were doing in the toy community, and we look forward to seeing what else you come out with there. And indeed, looking forward to those verse heads. Yeah, and we all saying goodbye to Ace. Yes, thank you. Thank you for being on the show there, sir. We'll have to maybe get you in there, Ace, and talk about the life and times of Ramen Toys. That'd be exciting indeed. I've had the mind to get an interview with another guest. I'll keep it a bit of a secret for now, but they've done some fantastic work recently in the annals of Masters of the Universe. Oh, Sir Clifton, sorry we didn't get to you in time, sir, but greetings into the new segment. Hello there, yes, sir. Good to see you again there. And you're back there, Adam.
Yeah, I just hit the wrong button by mistake.
I know you had trouble with the connections there of late. We've got the questions now. So let's get to the end of this news segment. So we have Origins Wave 13 and 14 announced, and some additions to Wave 7 Deluxes there. So, Adam, how would you like to start about that? And I'll get the proper materials.
Yep, if you want to bring up Wave 13, we can go ahead and start there.
Oh, stop that one there. And yes, just do a bit of a thoughts talk while I'm sorting that out there, I think.
Sure. So, yeah, Wave 13 is basically going to be on its way here pretty soon. So we have recently covered the Slamurai figure, which a lot of people were wondering if it was going to be a custom or if it was going to be a legit prototype, and it turned out to be the real prototype because we had the Slamurai revealed like the next day, or 2 days later, sorry. And yeah, so it's cool that we're gonna get Slamurai. We're gonna also get the King Randor 2000X, which I was wondering if they were going to use the Burger King, the vintage style type of head, but they opted to do the 2000X, so we're getting a new head. He's pretty much the only one in the wave that's going to be mostly new parts. We've got the Snake Trooper, so that's going to be cool. We got the Horde Trooper with the black outfit with the snake head, of course. So that's going to be awesome, as you can see there on our screen. So he's looking really good. I'm excited to see the horde symbol here on the chest. So I obviously the action feature is going to be present. So I would think that it's probably just going to be mechanical body underneath. I was just curious whether they made it green or red, but probably they'll just keep it red. But we'll have to wait and see. And then of course,
we do get a black armored horde trooper,
right?
In one of those packs there. Was it? There was a red one too, I believe.
Yeah, that's right too. You're right. We did get the horde troopers in that pack, and I think they were red underneath. Were they not?
Yes. The red mechanical parts underneath there, indeed.
Right.
I see where they're repurposing also too the Red Law head sculpt there. It looks of it. So there was some speculation there. They'll use say a Cobra Khan ahead or Red Laws, but yes.
And it even says
I think Jay mentioned that they might have had to. Was it you? They might have had to make some different molding around the collar here to suit the head, or either with a neck extension somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that as well. If there's like a neck extension in there on the head, or if it's just something else. There's definitely got to be something.
If you recall when they were interviewed with Pixel Dan there, they wanted to make sure that if you could put your He-Man head in there to make it look like He-Man in disguise or Horde Trooper armor, that it would sit relatively right there. And as of course, so we know the Red Law head sits a bit more closer to the body on his figure. So I think we're possibly looking at some manner of neck extension in there to have the head looking right.
Yep. And then next to him, we've got the Snake Tila. And this one's very, very interesting because I called this one right. I figured they were going to do the whole Jake the Snake from Masters of the Universe or Masters of the WWE, where they just did like a outer paint, like with the snake on his skin. And they're doing exactly what they thought they were going to do. And they're doing the exact same thing here with Tila. So they're just going to do a paint on the outer side. But the torso, now I don't have my Tila handy, but I'm pretty sure that torso is a new pieces and not.
Yes, mainly around the shoulder pieces I've noticed.
Right. And now I didn't pick up the Zor in the Tila pack, but I know the Tila in that pack has a ponytail, and it looks like this one has.
It looks to be similar.
Right, so I'm wondering if it's the same sculpt as the one from the Zor pack. It probably is.
Yes, I know that. I think it was either Jay and Co at Geek Dad Live or the Toy Habits fellows. I think it was possibly Jay there talking about if they would have had moldings of the scales like we're seeing with the Snake Men and King Hiss and what have you. But no, it appears they opted for paint apps in the snake.
Exactly what I thought they were going to do. I love that I called it right. Because I think it's a good idea. I think it looks good. I don't know. I like the snake paint that they did on Jake the Snake, so I thought it looks really good.
Indeed, and Slamurai. So he was a bit of a question mark for a time there, sir.
Yeah, I mean they came out with him in the they came out with it was a PowerCon exclusive. He came with I think it was a couple of the Snake Horde Troopers, I think. He came in a pack with two other characters. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Snake Troopers, but yeah, it was pretty cool. So it's neat that they bringing him back because I was looking to get an extra one anyway, like an extra Ninja anyway. So this works out perfect for me.
Yes, he's your in Origins. He's your Storm Shadow. to the ninja Snake Eyes, but opposites.
Right. That's
Storm
like
Shadow
like
is the baddie.
yeah, like the
Ninja.
yin to the yang sort of thing, right?
Yes.
Pretty cool.
I think it was Toy Habits. They were wondering what he would have looked like if he was glow in the dark, because they're saying he's that bright white, he'd probably almost glow
Oh man,
naturally.
wouldn't that be sweet if he glowed in the dark? I didn't even consider that. That would be awesome.
Although being a ninja is the art of invisibility, so I don't suspect if one were trying to be inconspicuous that you would have a bit of a glow going on there.
Yeah, like that's really cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one. For me personally, what one are you excited for? I'm excited for the Slamurai and probably the Horde Trooper next, followed by Tila and then King Randor last for me. But what one are you excited for?
Well, I must say indeed, at least I'm excited for the Snake Trooper and Tila there.
Yeah.
And,
I like it because you're
maybe might get King Randor, but
yeah, I like it because you're going to be able to start creating your 2000X scenes with these characters too, right?
Indeed. So that is wave
13
14 there.
Or yeah, sorry. Or no, wait, that's wave 13. That's not wave 14.
Oh, wave 13. Okay,
Yep.
so yes, we also had some other announcements there, of course, with some extensions to wave 7 deluxes in the form of Snake Face and Dragon Blaster Skeletor, and indeed the
we've got our wave
mini comics many faces.
Yep, we've got our wave 14s looking pretty good too, because there's two particular characters that are pretty good. We've got the Eternian Guard Infiltrator, which is interesting because I didn't realize I had that character in the Classics line. I didn't realize it was the Snake guy.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently, according to Toy Habits, that's the one that we're getting. And we're also getting Squeeze. So Squeeze is coming. So that'll be interesting to see what they're going to do with Squeeze. Hopefully,
I know we did get Slamurai there in the Classics line. He was a bit of an event exclusive, I believe.
Right.
Came with
right.
figures. But before we go on, I'd like to greet Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse into the house.
Welcome in. We'll give you a wave.
As they say. So yes, welcome there, sir. Indeed. Thank you for joining us this evening. And we also have Screw Your Feelings. And he says,
welcome
cannot wait for the wave. Hello, everybody. Yes, good evening there, sir. So
very good.
Let's get back to so we're seeing all those, and here we are at the some images for the mini comics many faces. So yes, there's a bit of a comparison, I believe, going on. I think this is the Origins figure there. So I wonder if this is going to be his color scheme. I don't know, but I don't know if this is a mini comics, many faces here or not. But yes. So indeed, we're looking at some different looks in the faces, the face plates there.
Yeah, I was looking at these too. I was covering these in one of my Geek News videos. This one's like pretty cool. I think the whole mini comic idea would be great to bring many faces back.
Hmm. So this is
it's actually
Amazon listening.
Yeah, it's directly from the Ordeal and Many Faces mini comic too. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, it is. So here we go. That Amazon listing there. No concrete imagery as of yet. I've seen a few sites with that. The big discount place too. They have a few listings there, but no images and so forth. Deep discount, I think it's called. And here's our Dragon Blaster Skeletor there.
Yes. I can't wait for him. I'm so curious what they're going to do with that dragon, if it's going to be a new sculpt or if they're going to use the what was the I keep forgetting the guy's name, the one that they used for the Masters of the WWE.
Jake the Snake, was it? Or
No, it
fellow?
was oh man, I can never think of his name, but he's the guy that did
not
the
Stone
good
Cold, is it? Oh no, he was
No.
Ram Man, I think.
He had a good wrestling match with Macho Man back in the day, but I can never remember his name. It's like Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Is that the guy's name?
I think that might be it. But yes, I think the vintage Dragon Blaster was a bit run on a bit of a gimmick similar to Cobra Khan there. And you filled him up with water and you could squirt out the head there of the Dragon Blaster.
Right. It's Screw Your Feelings, Ricky Steamboat. That's it. I always forget his name.
And I wonder if we'll get the metal chains. They'll be plastic.
I was hoping.
So I think they're giving us plastic chains on the Snake Mountain there. So
yeah, I'm hoping for metal chains. If it's not metal chains, that will probably be my first custom I ever do, because I don't like the plastic chains. I want the metal chains. So hopefully they'll go that route, but I don't know if they will or not.
And this looks like his classics version there. So he's had metal chains indeed.
Yeah, it is. That's definitely the classics with metal. It looks really good. I love it. It's definitely my favorite Skeletor variant for sure.
So here it says, following the banishment, as a rule of Eternia, following Randall's banishment, Skeletor created new magical armor infused with an Eternian dragon to give him the power to paralyze his enemies at first glance. But as we always know, his rules are rather short-lived. Indeed.
Yeah.
Here we have Snake's face.
Yes. Snake Face is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what they do. I'm going to predict it. I'm going to predict that they're going to give him an alternate head with just the snakes sticking out. That's about
possibly
the chest part. I don't
and
know
as we know with Mantenna, his head was...
Or they're just going to have... Or I don't know. Yeah.
As we see with Mantenna,
they could do something like that, though.
He had a lever on the back there to poke his eyes out. So
right.
I suspect it's going to be almost the same
here. They could do that, too. They could do that as well. Yeah, see, the only way they're going to do what I'm thinking is if he's deluxe. He'd have to be deluxe if they're going to do it the way that I'm thinking.
And as we know, the snakes popped out from his chest, and we've already had Buzzsaw Hordak, so Mattel should be no stranger to secret compartments flipping out here and there. So I believe these are the compartments where the other two snakes popped out, and so forth.
Yeah, it'd be curious to see what they do.
Yes,
because they might just do plug-in snakes in his chest. Like you never know what they're going to do. Hopefully, they'll just do.
Do you think they might still keep the pop-out feature on the waist there? Because as we see, the compartments go all the way down,
right
near the waist there. But we have seen them cut a few corners there, shall we say, with the likes of the Battle Armors and indeed Mosquito, with their windows being a bit smaller. So I wonder if they.
Yeah. Well, if we find
I can't remember.
If we find out that he's going to be deluxe, they're definitely going to do the swappable head with snakes. But if it's not deluxe, they might do the lever with Mantenna in the back of the head.
Yes, we have been getting a few options for the heads, like with Snout Spout and Leech and a few others there. We've been given the vintage options there indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited for Snakeface.
So it will be interesting to see if we get the swap out around the waist there.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be reused Snake staff for sure. They'll probably just give him the King Hiss staff, because I don't think his was any different shade color different from King Hiss's, was it? Like, was it a different shade of green, or is it the exact same? Like in the vintage line?
So just going down here on Toy Habits. there might be some unknown deluxe figures. They say, in addition to the named figures, Deep Discount also has several placeholder listings. Yes, I've seen those, indeed, that go by the name of Master of the Universe Origins figure, and which is very intriguing, although we have no idea from previous leaks and speculations as to filling in the gaps for the unknown figures. There are 2 deluxe figures and there are 3 single-carded figures. So looks like a bit of an image here. Indeed. Listed here as He-Man only, Motu. So I've seen a few of those with a similar title there. So, yes, we're still yet to see a few there, I suppose. Like Extendar and who else has been teased?
We're still missing Cyclone.
Oh yes, Cyclone's one, and also Too Bad.
Right. Yeah, I'm really surprised they have not announced Cyclone, considering the Wave 14's pretty much been leaked. That's if they don't change the characters in Wave.
Hopefully they keep his play feature there, his spinning maybe, or at least the sticker.
Yeah,
a special sticker.
I'm hoping both of them are going to be there. I hope that that holographic sticker or whatever you call it. I know it has a certain name. I always forget the name of it. Hopefully that is there, and hopefully the spin feature will be there.
And yes, here's some of Wave 12. So we did see those indeed being released there at Mattel Creations, and I believe Duplico showed up on eBay Australia there, they were saying.
Right.
So, yes.
What wave is Rattler? Is he wave 11?
I believe, yes.
He must be, because I
think Wave 10. I think Wave 10 was King Randor, and
right. Yeah, I got King Hiss, and it shows Rattler on the back and Cobra Khan, so that must be the Wave 11 with Thunder Punch and He-Man.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I think that was Wave 13 all done and dusted. So let's move on to the last there of Wave 14.
Yes.
So that's when you were talking about your infiltrator turning your guard there.
Yep.
And
so there
he is. Spike Claw and the Serpent Claw, I think, Man at Arms, and your Squeeze there, sir.
Yep. And our Squeeze. I'm so interested to see what they're going to do with Squeeze. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to do the thing where you can pull the arm down to his wrist on each side, or if they're just going to keep it so that you can just pop them off and make the arms bendable. Very curious to see what they're going to do with him.
Well, as I have on me here, the vintage Squeeze, but missing his snake accessory wraparound, mind you. But yes, he is bendy wires here in the arms, so you can have him like one of those little kites I see you have in the outside the stores there. Rather peculiar. They blow about in the wind there.
Now,
yes, as he does.
That's not a wire inside of him, right? Like, that's just bendable plastic. How did they do his arms?
Oh no, it should be a wire in there.
There is a wire in there? Okay.
Yes. Usually you can tell there's some markings or holes.
Hole markings, right.
In the, but I don't appear to see any, whether they're hidden somewhere. But yes, we can see that his arms move in tandem of each other. Of course, so it looks like it runs all the way through there.
Yeah, because you can pull...
All that whole marking could be hidden inside his body, of course.
You can pull him all the way down to the wrist, right? Like on arm to arm?
Well, what do you mean, like...
Like just pull on one arm and pull it all the way down through to the other side of the wrist.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm wondering if they're gonna do that inside the. I wonder if they're gonna do that inside the Origins one. That's what I'm curious.
It's like a bit of this, sir.
It's a good back scratcher there.
Oh no, I mean one ear and out through the other. Shall we say? Yes.
I love it.
I had no
I
idea.
cannot wait. I can't wait till we get him.
Interesting.
It's gonna be so cool.
So let's
He had a
see
unique
those
weapon
markings.
too. Like his weapon was pretty unique compared to the
Yes,
others.
it was a bit of a snake. A
Right.
snake, a blue snake there, I think it was. It wraps around a little bit and then he grabs it in his open hand there, indeed. So,
His snake was, I think his snake was more mechanical. It didn't look like the traditional snake staff.
although, mind you, he looks less of a snake and more like a dinosaur.
Yeah. Yeah, I
As
know.
Indeed,
It's funny the
as
snake.
indeed with our tongue lasher there. I think
Yeah.
Pixie Dan, he says he looks like more of a
Dark
poison
frog.
dart frog than a snake.
Right.
So yes, there's the vintage a squeeze there.
Yeah, because Squeeze looks
He's
more
still
like a
got the-
lizard.
Still got the squeeze on, shall we say? So here we are back to it.
So that's a pretty good wave. I'm excited. And then we got our spike ore.
Indeed. So let's see what we have down here. So there's it's just going over the figure names. So this is the wave 4 14 assortment. And here's Eternia, Infiltrator Guard, Squeeze, Serpent Man at Arms, and Spike Ore. We've been waiting a long time for him.
Yeah.
So here's your classics Infiltrator there.
Yeah.
Now, is he a bit of a snake man, or is he a snake person? I'm not sure there.
I don't know. I don't think so. He's just whatever that snake race is, because I don't think he's an actual snake man. He's more like some sort of lizard man. But I think there's a listing on Wikipedia what the race is. I just can't remember the name of it.
I think the Toy Habits folks, they might have a bit of a story on him.
Yeah,
somewhere there. Maybe he's a bit of a hired hand.
but they come.
skeleton.
That 2-pack comes with like 3 heads. Like you get that head, you get the human head,
Toy
which
circle.
is you get the toy guru guy, Scott Knightlick head, and then you get the more cat type of face. I can't remember that race's name either. There's a race name for it. But
yes, I know the one you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, we might yet see a few of those figures out there too, because we already had Koldar, one of the more deeper cuts, I think you say.
Yeah.
See,
all they're gonna have to do is use. Yeah, like all they're gonna have to do is use this whole buck and then just re-sculpt that head. Like we'll get probably we'll probably get a new head and then the rest of the body will be the same.
Or do you think they might go the route they had with Snake Tila there and just paint over the face, bit of green and red eyes, and put all that painting on?
I don't think so. Like that face plate that you're looking at on that guard, that comes off, so I can't see them doing.
Oh yes,
that
indeed, yeah. Oh, of course, the Eternian guard came with the 2 heads there, so you can make your mustacheless man at arms, and you had the armor swap out to allow you to give him the man at arms chest piece.
I'm cool with it because I could always use another Eternian guard, so I'm cool with them bringing it with that.
It would have been nice though. We had 2 body pieces in that set. I suppose. Bit of army building.
Yeah, make it a 2-pack, or
easier.
Make it a 2-pack where you get a human face or you get a whatever. That'd be cool.
Well, yes. Going back to the Snake Troopers, there, I think many speculated, including myself, we'd see a 2-pack of skeleton troopers. Snake Troopers rather. But no, looks like he's been released as a single carded figure. So there's that there holding his interesting weapon there, indeed.
Yeah.
So what's this? So this is the Walmart listing we're looking at now.
Yep.
The squeeze there.
Yeah, that's the Walmart.com.
So he's cuddling himself there. And there's a bit of art there. Of course, teasing squeeze coming out from the rocks. I believe that was on the Chemican Outback.
I think so. I think you're right.
And there he goes again with the snake armor He-Man.
Right. Yeah, because it's snake face on there too, so pretty awesome. So
there he is there.
Yeah.
Splashing about.
And that's about it for the Snake Men, right? Like, we're not missing anybody else. I don't think.
Well, we could yet see, I suppose, a snake man-at-arms, mind you. I'm not sure if anybody else got turned into a snake. And then we have Fangor.
Yeah, I think
released,
it was.
I think in classics there, he had
Yeah.
very long fangs. So
I think it was just
more they could add to the Snake Men there.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, pretty cool.
And here we are moving along, of course, to the Serpent Claw Man-at-Arms in his 2000X figure version. I do have his other more yellow-colored armor figure. So, yes. It'll be interesting to see what they do here with his weaponry. And, of course, I wonder if his armor will be the same as the armor we've seen with Man-at-Arms in Origin so far. We'll see a different molding there in the shoulder pauldron.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting stuff indeed there. And what is this one? So that is, again, the Walmart listing there for him. So I think a lot of them have been placed in the Walmart listings there. And I believe this is a custom of Spike-Or that someone has done. So I remember Toy Habits talking about that. So he's done some rather good work there, but I believe this is probably a closer look at what might be coming out there. There we go, Strong's Customs. So you can check them out via these links here, of course. And so he just recently created this custom Origin Spike-Or. And this looks like a mashup of the vintage Masterverse and Motu Origins box. He's done a rather good custom piece of Spike-Or there. So I believe that's what we have coming out in Wave 14. And with that, of course, I wonder if Snake Mountain and the Talon Fighter with Point Dread won't be too far behind the Wave 14. Of course, we can't see on the back of the card arts as yet of that wave. And I don't think of Wave 13 either, although that'll probably start reaching people's hands pretty soon now.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. But I think usually the vehicles have been showcased on the cross sales on the back of other vehicle packages, and usually the deluxe figures somewhere there, like where you see vehicles like the Roton or Stridor there and what have you. So I'm wondering, yes, since they've showcased that at the toy show there over in Nuremberg,
I can't wait to see the packaging.
Announcing those pretty soon. So yes, keep an eye on those airwaves there, as it were.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the packaging on those characters, especially Spike-Or and Squeeze, just to kind of dissect them a little bit
and see what they reveal. Maybe it might give you an idea of what those mysterious listings were there for.
Yeah.
So I think to probably sum up tonight's news episode.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Yes. So I think we will call the night there. And
sure.
And so yes, we'll say thank you to everybody for sitting in there, and I hope you enjoyed this live news segment. And feel free to, if you like this episode, to like that and help get my adventures out in the YouTube land. And I thank my co-host here, Adam, for being with me to do this extra bit of content for you. Of course, we hear news from our other channel friends that we follow, but just to keep your minds refreshed there, because there's a lot to remember. Indeed, I had to have my notes here with me, and yes. So, what form will that secret mini comics Many Faces look like when he's completed? Yes, I just got my vintage one eventually. And the mail today, we've had a bit of struggle with the mail of late because of the weather attacks from Skeletor there and Evil Lynn. Oh, yes. Yes, I got him in case I managed to get the Origins, or either one. I suppose the mini comics, or somehow get the re-release to Many Faces, or Stranger Things Have Happened. The first one is indeed I managed to get the first Man-at-Arms and Beastman with the pale skin Evil Lynn, and it rhymes. Okay, well, happy collecting, everybody, and don't forget to like and subscribe to either mine or Adam's channel at Medical Toys. I'll post links shortly after this video, and also follow the good work of Ace at Ramen Toy there. We thank him for being in the chat today, and to see what he's got on his mind, and how he's working through things. So yes, we have to get him in there for sure. And like I said, I'll be getting some more guests, hopefully too, to start up a new segment there. And so yes, feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bells and all that good stuff. And we'll say our goodbyes, and until then,
everybody.
Good journey, everybody. Indeed.
See everyone.
And this has been Masters of the Motu News. Until next time, be good to each other. Cheerio.
Take care. Thanks, guys.